Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, not much happened today on the Bitcoin chart. We're forming actually something that actually looks a bit like a mini bull flag. We want to talk about that. We're still holding above our trend line. This is the daily chart, by the way. We're still holding above the green trend line, which we said, as long as Bitcoin respects it, there is no reason to get bearish or short-term bearish. A break below the trend line could be an indication that at least we're forming a bit of a pullback. But yeah, what are we talking about? Even if we get that pullback into the mid 50K region, it's not really bearish until we break below 55,480. That would indicate a break of structure. I mean, a break below the trend line would already indicate a break of the immediate uptrend, and that we are moving down at least into the support zone. And then from there, we can watch for higher. Any break below 55,480 would indicate strongly that we're heading down into the mid 40K region. That could be a really good opportunity if it happens, okay, if it happens. And then from there, if we see a small setup, like a small 1-2 setup, that could be a really good opportunity. Maybe even the last one in this cycle that will provide a really good and favorable reward to risk ratio. But can I promise it? I know a lot of people would like to see that dip. A lot of people who basically, haven't got a position, or their positions are too small. I see it in the comments. A lot of people are actually wishing that pullback would happen, that correction, which would be quite substantial. But yeah, we are still in the sideways range that we've started in March. You see that, I mean, just the channel, that larger wedge pattern that we have there on the chart. It is an overall range, and we've been in this range for a long time now without any significant movements. And to all those who say that Bitcoin and the stock market are always moving together, well, they're not. Just look at what the S&P 500 did or has been doing since March, and just compare that with Bitcoin. There's absolutely no correlation there. We've seen new all-time highs in the stock market. We haven't really seen new all-time highs since March in the crypto sector. So yeah, they're not moving together. It's pretty random. Sometimes they are, sometimes not. So that doesn't really, that's hopefully, I always try to make sure that people understand, correlations come and go, but there's no rule that Bitcoin is following the stock market. I mean, maybe it did that in the past at some point, but yeah, those times are over. Bitcoin is moving on its own. We are still in a range, and I think it is very clear what is expected next from previous videos. If you watched previous videos, I am watching for possibly the price to touch that 67,300 level. We're very close. I mean, we're very close to that target already. And that's the next decision point here. Trend line and that main FIB level. That's an important one. And if the price gets rejected there and moves down impulsively, it's likely the yellow count to the lower support region. That could be another opportunity from there. Or in case of the white scenario, a break of the immediate uptrend and the immediate upside momentum could send the price into this upper support area. If the pullback is corrective and not impulsive, then we should find support here. So these are two possible opportunities. I will observe that. It will depend on the microstructure. So ideally we will see it on the, let's say in the detailed microstructure, when the price gives us that pullback, what it is. Is it the white wave count, or is it the yellow wave count, which is a little bit more bearish? But at the moment, in the very, the immediate uptrend is still intact, not broken. We would need a break at least below the green trend line here. And bear in mind that we're approaching here key resistance, this upper trend line, and that is significant. There are various touch points here on the trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points of this channel. So now let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Here really nothing new happened. I talked about a mini bull flag. I mean, maybe, sort of a pennant. That's not really a pennant. Maybe a bit of a flag pattern is forming there. Maybe, wedge pattern. Watch it. Could be interesting. But for now, yeah, market is still moving down slowly, steadily. And we have, I just showed you the trend line on the daily chart. Here on the 1 hour chart, there is also a Fibonacci support area and this trend line to watch here for possible support. We have structural support in that region around 67.7K and 62.7K. And we have key Fibonacci support at 61.8K. Only a break below 61.8K would indicate that a more substantial pullback is unfolding. Then we can go to the daily chart and watch that larger pullback support area here. But first of all, yeah, as I just said, the immediate uptrend is still unfolding, and there is even something that we could call a mini bull flag. I would like to see a little bit more structure, but that could indicate that we get another upside extension. However, as I said earlier today, any break below 64,700, which is the swing low that formed on Thursday, could be an indication that we're finally testing here the support area, or maybe even get a more decent pullback. But yeah, I mean, as long as we're holding here this last swing low, we might even call that a bull flag, especially if maybe overnight or so it moves down a little bit lower like that, like textbook wedge pattern could break out. It's just something to watch, and obviously it needs to break out to the upside, right? You know, I can't tell you it will break out to the upside. It's obviously ridiculous, but we can watch for the signals. So we can watch trend lines. They are signal lines that would give us an indication which direction it wants to go to. When the trend line to the upside breaks, could indeed send us to 67,400 next. Yeah, not much more to say. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.